This is the section 2 of Advances in Rotating Equipment module. Here you will see what are the fields of advance in rotating equipment. In order to quote and to, let's say, try to make understandable all the developments and advances in the rotating equipment area, for teaching purposes, I believe that it's better to dedicate special attention and several fields dedicated only to the oil and gas sector, because this master is dedicated basically to that. So all the subfields of analysis will be upstream, downstream, petrochemical area, energy, conventional or alternative. So we will try to explain what are the advances in those areas. We are not going to talk about rotating equipment. It will be done in a next chapter. But now what I wanted to show you is how they are the necessities and why you need to satisfy them in order to make you understand in the next chapter why the advancements has been done in that area. In the upstream side, for oil and gas industry, it will involve activities with rotating equipment for onshore, offshore, and transport. In the onshore area, we will need to divide this particular area in several ones. One of them is the production fields. All the activities related with the oil production right now are having a higher demand for really big pressures, bigger gas volumes, and especially the tendencies to receive gases that needs to be handled by the rotating equipment with high contents of H2S. On the onshore area also, even though there is a very big polemic right now around the world about the fracking or specifically the shale gas activities are moving all around the United States and especially also in UK, and all activities on this area request further developments in equipment adaptability, because you have to do the drilling in a way that you need to move all the equipment. The equipment normally is mounted in trucks, so compressors and pumps should be easy to move from one side to another. Emission controls is an important effect here, because it's all the shale gas located around the world in most of the cases are in urban areas. So one of the main things is that you have to respect the area where you are working for, and of course it should be a reliable equipment and should be also flexible, as we already. As you might know, also the onshore activities in North Canada dedicated to the oil sands are one of the most important areas that has been creating a lot of developments in the rotating equipment area. I'm not going to talk about the oil sands itself, okay, because oil sands itself is a technology that has been developed in the past, and now all the research on that area are coming to the end. Most of the, let's say, crude oil that needs to be extracted is not anymore just in the ground. You need to drill a little bit, heat a little bit also the oil, and to get it out. And one of the technologies that people is using right now is the steam assisted gravity drainage called SAGD. For the SAGD, normally you use robust equipment, solid flow handling, equipment durability, and flow batches. So even can be in a way that you need to pump first of all a lot of vapor into the ground. You have to melt basically the oil, and later on you suck the bitumen directly with a pump or a compressor. So that's the state of the art of this process. For subsea operations, you will see later on in one of the information that I include in the folder that there is a lot of developments. If you want to take out the crude oil from the subsea, it's better to go under the sea. And under the sea you can find a lot of developments, but you have to take in consideration that most of the equipment applied there is sealed equipment. You need to take care of the power transmission, and also, and not less important, is the materials technology that you are applying there. It's a very special because it's a salty solution. Platform operations right now is one of the, let's say, mature technologies, but the tendency on this area is that you need all the time sealed equipment. You have to consider that the equipment is occupying a space and should be as short as it can, and of course you need also higher pressures and lighter equipment in order to plan all the platforms in a way that it can be really reliable and also inside a cost. For this purpose, FPSO, floating production, storage and offloading, has been a technology that has been developed like a small cluster. You can get oil directly from the platforms, you can get oil directly from the subsea, and you will concentrate inside the ship all the rotating equipment to allow you produce, storage, and later on offload the crude oil or the gas that you are getting from those areas. So take in consideration that the space to be used is a very important variable here. The equipment, of course, should be light and should be efficient in a way of the job that it has to be performed. Transportation in this particular case refers to the very big pipeline gas transportation. You need to move huge volumes of gas in a way that it should be automatic. So all the centrifugal compressors and axial compressors used in these applications right now has been growing in the last 10 years. When you move to the downstream activities and the refinery, let's say that it's also a mature market where almost everything there is tested and has been in production for at least 10 years. But one of the things that this environment is moving, that refineries is having a more emission controls. You have inside the refineries more acid gases, and the reliability and maintainability is some factors that you have to take in consideration when you want to apply all the rotating equipment over there. Health and safety are really one of the strongest in the market. Petrochemical is a little bit more related also with the downstream area. Here the main difference is that you have a lot of emission controls because NOx and SOx control rotating equipment is very key, and also all the new materials improvement in this area are applied in all of the equipment in a way that you can test them. Every single liquid or gas that they are handling is a very good opportunity to test whatever equipment you are planning to use. For combined cycle power plants, one of the most important is to get the higher efficiencies. Now advanced combined cycle plants are requested because you can get higher efficiencies on that area. But one of the most important focuses on this area is to lower the inlet air temperatures because the gas turbines could be more efficient. At the end, there is also a compromise between how much money you want to spend on this combined cycle power plant, the efficiency that you get, and the capital that you need to use. Basically here, guys, I want to show you several processes and several scenarios where all the factors are indicated to apply a particular rotating equipment. So when you are going to move into a technology, you have to be considering the parameters where the application is going to be used. Thanks for hearing that part of the slides.